to exit Riva Motorsports. And as just like they planned, they're able to cut off the victim so that he can't move his car without either crashing it or whatever. And the two gunmen jump out and immediately put guns in the victim's face and in Leonard Kerr's face. You'll hear testimony about how Leonard Kerr was able to hear what the gunmen were saying to the victim. You'll also hear testimony about how Leonard Kerr ran for his life. And so as Jose is there, unarmed, in the driver's seat, surprised by the two gunmen in this case, you'll hear how they start struggling with him, punching him, and that both of the gunmen at one point are trying to get his property from him. They're able to wrestle away from him the satchel that had the $50,000 in cash. And without any provocation, without any type of weapons or anything being used by the victim, you'll hear how Michael Boatwright fires several times, killing the victim at close range. You'll also be able to see the surveillance that shows this. Immediately after the homicide, when they leave the victim there to die, the four of them leave the scene, and then they divvy up the spoils of their robbery.
I'm only playing this that you could kind of hear like the narrative on like kind of what happened, and we're gonna get to like some videos and shit like that.
You'll hear how the $50,000 is allocated between them. That found.
Okay, all right, let's move on to this next one.
After
I ain't gonna lie, chat. It is, you know, I cover a lot of deaths and murders. Anytime it's with X, it's just always so tough for me to do, bro. I could cover the Nipsey shit, no problem. Young Dolph shit, no problem. When it come to X, it's just something just bothers me, man. It just fucks with me. Yeah. So, I believe this is the uncle that was like in the car, and they're gonna show the surveillance footage in a second, but I don't know if it's on this clip, but he was in the car with X, and when the dudes pulled up, he hopped out and he ran. And I don't know what you guys think about that either, but I do want to hear it.
On my way with her in the car, she told me that Jesse is at the bank. That's where we're gonna meet up.
Okay.
And she dropped me, leave me there. I wait until Jesse come. Me and Jesse headed, we drive out. On our way.
Let me ask you something real quick first. Did you go inside the branch?
I don't remember if I did win. After so long, I don't remember if I did go inside the bank.
Okay. To your best of your recollection, did you wait outside for Jose?
I think so.
And how did you know what Jose was even driving? Were you familiar with his car?
I know Jesse car.
Okay, what kind of car did Jose have?
He did have a BMW.
What kind? Describe it if you don't know the model number or the model line.
So just a two-wheel BMW car. He did have a black.
I'm sorry?
Hold on, I'm about to take a picture.
BMW car.
Okay. When you say little, are you familiar with BMWs?
It's a small car. I don't know the model of it.
Okay. Was there anything distinct, for example, about the doors?
When the doors open, it flip up in the air.
Okay. So what some people commonly refer to as butterfly doors? They open up, like almost like a wing-like fashion?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And was at the time in 2018, was it a newer model car or an older model car? Was it like a vintage antique or was it a newer model car?
For me, I would say that it's a newer model car because I don't really know them like that.
Okay. All right. And so you waited by the car for Jose?
I think I wait outside.
And how long were you waiting outside?
I've been waiting for a while, a long while, maybe like about a half hour, 45 minutes.
At some point, did Jase come out?
When he come out, he was about to go to drive out. That's the time.
Okay. Who else is with you at this point, with you and Jase?
Just me and Jesse.
So what do you do next?
I went in the car with him and we were driving.
Who was driving?
Jesse.
And what position in the car were you?
I was in the front seat.
Front seat passenger?
Yeah.
The type of car that is there any room for anybody to sit in the back?
I would have said there's no room inside that car because the seat is all the way back.
Okay. So is it a sports car? Is it a wagon? Tell us what kind.
I would say it's a sport car.
Okay. Now, from the bank, where did you go next?
To the bike shop.
Do you know what the name of the bike shop is?
Riva Motorsport.
I'm sorry?
Riva Motorsport.
At any point, did you know why or where you were going, first of all?
I didn't know where I was going until we actually reached there.
Why is that? How did you not know?
Because his mom just asked me to accompany him somewhere at the time.
Okay. And what about the conversation between you and Jase? Was it ever revealed to you where you were going on the drive there?
No, because we weren't talking like that on the way, like, you understand?
Okay. Once you arrive at Riva, what do you do next?
Jesse was walking around looking on the bike, looking around. I was like behind Jesse, just looking around on the bike as well. All the bikes inside.
Okay, were you with him the entire time when you went inside?
Yeah, I was beside him.
Okay. Do you remember what kind of bikes he was looking at?
Actually, he was looking at all the bikes inside, every bike that was inside.
At that point, were you aware why you were there?
I figured more or less that he was going to buy a bike at the time because he was looking around on the bike, all the bikes.
Okay. Do you recall what, if anything, Jase had on him in terms of like any type of bag or anything like that?
Yeah, he have a Louis bag over his shoulder.
Okay, do you remember the color of the Louis bag?
It was like a black with the little.
The microphone is sensitive, so you'll have to be careful.
Okay.
Say it again?
It was the little black shoulder bag that he have a Louis bag.
Okay.
Chat. This is hard. All right, I'm gonna try to. I know some of y'all just might not want to watch every single thing said by everybody. You kind of got the narrative. X decided he wanted to go buy a couple of bikes. Tried to take out $250,000 out of the bank. This is kind of normal. Usually banks that I go to, sometimes they only give you like 30,000. His bank gave him 50. Probably said, "Yo, we got to order the rest." That sometimes could take a week or whatever the case is, or 2 weeks. Who knows? Or sometimes a couple of days, depending on when they get deliveries. So, yeah, it's a myth. Like if you could have 300 billion in the bank. If you go to a branch and just walk in, you're probably not leaving out with more than, let's say, $50,000. So he's trying to buy the bikes, obviously cash. He grabs it, puts it in a Louis bag, goes to the shit. His mom, who probably knows he's gonna do some shit like that, right? Tells his uncle to go with him, or his younger brother's uncle to go with him, and he's just going for the ride, right? And from what I'm hearing, it looks like just by the luck of the draw, by just the grace of God. Sometimes we don't even know how lucky we are, but like what we avoid by just timing and just like I always tell people, I'm like, yo, even if you're not religious, sometimes you gotta believe there's a higher power, because how the universe aligns itself, there could have been a million, if one variable is different in your life could have been over way long time ago, right? But it appears that the variables that day aligned in a way which just unexplainable. X going for a bike, these guys got a vehicle trying to rob a nigga. They go to the same place. Two dudes was already trying to get some shit because they want to drive around and rob people. They look and they said, oh shit, X is here. They tell the other dudes. The other dude's like, shit, we got to rob him. They probably realized, I don't know. They realized, I don't know if, I think he had left. He had left, went, got the money. And, yeah. Anyway, all right. There's some videos and support and stuff that was in this situation. Let me see if I could, hold on. Actually, let me see if I could, okay, so he stands up eventually. Let me see what he's saying.
Go ahead. This is a car.
What they were dressing at the time. After so long, I don't remember.
Okay. Was there anything covering their face?
That's the thing I can't remember.
Okay, so you don't recall, if anything, what the two people looked like that jumped out of the car?
No, no.
What, if anything, did they have in their hands?
All right. First and foremost, one of the guys taller than one. Okay? When they jump out of the car, I would say the shorter one go by Justice's side. The taller one was at the front. He was, I can style.
May.
You may.
Okay, so you can stand up.
The taller one pulled to mine, to the
All right.
front.
Go ahead. This is the car.
Yeah.
Driver's seat, passenger seat, front of the car. Go ahead and show us what you want to
The
do.
taller one was like this. You don't come out the effing car. And he was like with a gun. You don't come out the effing car. The shorter one was at Jassay's side.
Come step down, please. How close was the taller one to the front of the car if these are the two front seats?
Right? That's the car. The taller one was like this. You don't come out the effing car. You stay in the car. You stay in the car. Don't come out the effing car. And I was like, you know?
Okay, so where were you seated out of these two seats?
I was in the passenger seat.
So I'm going to sit in the passenger seat. This is where you were seated?
Yeah. And he was like, you don't come out the effing car. You stay in the car. Don't come out there. So I was like, but at that time I was like, it was, I thought it was just somebody who knows Jesse, where they come out the car.
When you're saying, and I understand we're in court, you're saying effing car. Did he actually say effing car, or did he say you don't come out of the fucking car? What did he
He
say?
said don't come out the fucking car.
Okay. And who was he referring to when he said that?
He was talking to me.
Why was he saying that to you? What were you
He
doing?
was pointing the gun
He's not a Haitian, he's Jamaican. He has a Jamaican accent.
at me, and the next one was around to Jassay's side of the car. Digging, give me the chain. Where's the chain? Give me the chain.
Who was saying that, and who was he saying it to?
Jassay, he was out digging Jassay neck for a chain.
What was Jose doing in response to that? As one of the gunmen is trying to grab his chain.
I hear it was like, like you were saying, what is for?
Did at any point, or were you aware, did Jose even have any weapons or anything on him that you're aware of?
No, I didn't see him.
Did you? Were you armed?
No.
Okay, so tell us next then what happens.
Okay. After all that, I get the door open.
How?
I sit, I like move my leg like this.
Why don't you sit down and show us?
Okay. I was like this in the car. I keep my foot like, I was like, I started thinking. Because I was like, if I run, I maybe get a shot and I can live. But if I sit,
You need a moment?
opened the car door, and when I opened the car door, I get down. When I get down, I start to run. I run up back in the back to the shop. When I run back to the shop,
Before you go, you can please continue from the stand. And I'll just ask you just a few more questions before you continue. When you open the car door from your side and you were doing a motion with your right hand, is it automatic or is it like a manual lever that you have to open the car door?
once I touch the button, the car is free.
Okay, so you touch a button and it activates the door or doors?
One door, that's my door.
One door, okay. And once the door is activated and opened, you basically ran for your life?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall what happened as you're running?
Okay. I run and I keep running two sides of the road like this, going up with a bike shop. When I go there, I pick up my phone to try to call the cops, and I was like, I see a man in the back, out there standing in the front. And he was like, don't call the cops, I'm on the phone with them right now, I'm giving them that, don't call the cops, I'm on the phone with them. So I just I still have my phone in my hand, and the first person I called after that, it was Cleo. And
Why did you call Cleo first?
Because the cops, someone already called in the cops, and I called Cleo because Cleo is the one who asked me to accompany Jose. So that's the first person come to my mind to call, his mom.
Now, at the point that you're calling Cleo, had anything else happened other than you exited the car for your life?
I run and they were down there. The two men that could jump out the car was down there.
So you left Jose in the car and the two gunmen were still there?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see anything that happened to Jose, between Jose and the gunman after that?
Okay. When I run up here, in the back, the taller guy, as I tell you, the taller guy went to run to Jose's side. The shorter one now come around to the door that my door that I opened, and he go inside the car.
You saw that?
I see that because I was looking, when I run up there and saw the man that was on the phone, I keep looking down there. When I keep looking, I realize that the shorter one come around to my side. The taller one go to Jose's side.
Okay, so
And
it's almost
after
like,
that-
I'm sorry?
And then I heard something like, fire, fire. How much time I don't know, but I heard something like explode.
An explosion?
Yeah.
Had you ever heard firearms fired in your life?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I understand you're trying to describe what the sound is like, but did it sound similar to you that you've heard that sound before?
The sound wasn't loud like that. I just hear, fire.
How many times did you hear that like
I
explosion
can't
sound?
recall how much time, but I know I hear it.
And how long after you ran for your life did you hear that explosion sound?
It's like, it was very, very, very fast. It went like, I'd say like, minute, 2 minutes, the sound go off. I hear it.
When you saw the two gunmen, the shorter one on the passenger side and the taller one on Jose's side, how long after you saw those gunmen positioned like that did you hear the explosion?
Actually in the same, like I would say like in a minute or two, the explosion went off.
What did you do next?
The vehicle, the car that blocked us, it drove off, and then I go back. I see everybody going down to the car, so I go down there too.
And what did you see?
Just it was just like, same way like that, just like,
Was he conscious?
I don't see he was moving. He wasn't moving at all.
Was he injured?
I don't know.
Okay. The car that blocked you off, do Did you recognize that car?
No, I don't recognize what type of car is it like that.
What side of the vehicle did the two gunmen exit the car?
The side, the car was going, I would say south, so they come out on the right hand side. That's, you'd say the passenger side.
The passenger side. Okay. Both gunmen came out the passenger side?
One come from the back door and one from the front door.
Okay. So both gunmen came out from the passenger side, one from the front passenger and one from the back passenger.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to see if there was anybody else in the car?
No, ma'am.
Do you know if the gunmen that came out from the passenger side slid over from the driver's side or not?
No, ma'am, I can't tell that.
Okay. And you didn't see anybody else in the car from
No.
your vantage point?
No, ma'am.
You remained behind, correct, in order to cooperate and give a statement
Yes,
to
ma'am.
the police when the police eventually showed up?
Yes, ma'am. The whole day I was there sitting down.
Say that again?
I was there the whole time until everybody with the police.
When you're not talking, Mr. Kerr, just pull back a little bit so that you're not breathing into the microphone because it's very sensitive. Reba Motorsports that you were in, that you went to that day, what county is Reba Motorsports in?
I don't know the place like that.
Do you know what city it's in?
I think they say over there is a exit somewhere like that.
Off Dixie?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know, for example, are you familiar with South Florida?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Not like that.
I'm sorry?
Not like that.
Not like that.
No.
Do you know that what state you were in when this happened?
All right.
It's not a trick question.
All right. I think we have surveillance. This got released like 4 years ago.
Surveillance video showing the murder of South Florida rapper XXXtentacion and the moments leading up to it.
The 20-year-old was killed back in June, and 4 men have since been indicted. CBS 4's Carrie Codd is in Fort Lauderdale with the story.
Surveillance cameras capture the ambush of
So he's coming out here and they block him off. I don't know. I probably be thinking it's too much Rambo shit. I'm like, yo, I still don't know. Like, I'm flooring that bitch. Fuck that car. I'm flooring that bitch. Before they even get up on it, that's what I'm thinking. Right here, flooring that bitch. But he probably is in shock, bro. He probably is in shock. Right? Probably is in shock, man. These two fucking idiots.
cameras capture the ambush of
So they come to his window first.
rapper XXXtentacion
The uncle's over here.
as he prepared to leave a Deerfield Beach.
Wait, the uncle's already out of there. I thought the uncle said that there was somebody on his side. That's why I was a little confused. The uncle's already out of there. Did I get that wrong, Chet? This is the uncle right here. The uncle. I thought the uncle said that there's somebody on this side. Right?
motorcycle dealership last
They look like they aimed at him. He's running.
June. The camera show of
Yeah, Chad. I can't speak on that, man. I can't speak on that action right there. I can't speak on it. Lord knows that that's only something that his mom could speak on. It's only Cleo that could speak on that. They sent the uncle to accompany him, almost watch over him. And some shit happened. The uncle is out of there, bro. In the testimony, the uncle says, I'm thinking it's somebody who knows X. Which, this is why sometimes, again, you know, as much as people shit on security, sometimes you think family will go harder than security. But when you're faced with a situation where your life hangs in the balance, the dude, I could go back to it. The uncle says, I'm thinking this is some shit. They know him and he know them. So he's thinking, oh, this is some your problem shit. This is one of the reasons, honestly, chat, I don't like going out with family members. Because imagine you out with family members, it comes to a situation where it's either they're going to have to fight with you or how it's going to go. And they're like, oh, no, that's some issues that you got going on. I'm good. I'm out of here. The uncle said, I thought he knew them and they knew him. So he thought, oh, X, this is one of the beefs that you got. I'm good. Let me get out of here. I know we're Monday morning quarterbacking this shit like a motherfucker, but ain't that more reason why you should stay? They're not coming for you. They're coming for your nephew. They're coming for your nephew. By the way, I want to be very careful with this. I also don't want to slander the uncle as well, because who knows? He said he forgot a few things, and you know what that tells me? I feel like he's omitting certain shit. I don't know if there's a conversation that may have happened where he's like, "Yo, drive," and maybe X didn't drive. I don't know. This shit is just so confusing, bro. It's so confusing. So this is a dude probably reaching for X's chain. The other one is training a gun at him. The uncle already dipped, I think. Did Uncle already dip? No, the Uncle dipped.
Tentacion as he prepared to leave it.
So they're grabbing his chain or just trying to get the bag. Dude is out.
Deerfield Beach motorcycle dealership last June. The cameras show a vehicle block the rapper's exit, and then men jump out of the vehicle and confront XXXtentacion. One of the men goes into his car. Then there's a confrontation and a robbery, and the men shoot and kill the talented young artist. Surveillance video also showed XXX inside the dealership that day when at least one of the suspects walked past.
This is the dude that's snitching. And I think this is Dedrick Williams.
Inside the dealership that day when at least one of the suspects.
This is such a sad video because X turns for a quick second. And you guys might not know the experience of when you're out and you're known a bit. Obviously, he's a fucking superstar, but when when you feel when somebody knows you. You feel it. You like, I'm telling you.
The dealership that day when at least one of the suspects walked past car. Then there's the talented young artist also showed XX
right here. This look right here, and this guy's looking over. well, obviously this is X, so it's not like anybody black knows him. So this might be different. I know with me, I could feel when somebody knows me. Not every black person knows me. White people, I don't know. But most likely, if it's black, if somebody black, they might. But you could feel it. X knew these niggas knew him. He just didn't think they were. Or maybe he did think they were up to. I don't know, dog.
Sex inside the dealership that day when at least one of the suspects walked past him. A short time later, the drama unfolded outside.
This is the uncle, by the way. By the way, chat. This is another thing. This is another thing why I don't like going out with family. I hate going out with my family. And my family loves me like, oh, let's go here, let's go here. I'm like, nah, like these days, call me paranoid. I'm more like, let me get a security or something. You see, when you go out with family, the cues you got, they don't get. I want you to look at this. I promise you. I'm telling you this because, again, X is a superstar. But I know what a nigga who knows that a lot more people know you than you know them. The uncle has no fucking idea, bro. He's not even thinking that. X sees it for a second. The uncle don't know what's going on. He's just in the bike shop.
Inside the dealership that day when at least
he don't get it at all. Look at this dude. He's looking back at X. Trust me, X feels this. Like, when I mean feel it, it's like peripherally. You sense it like, okay, this nigga, he know who I am. Whatever, whatever. The uncle, green, bruh.
also showed XXX inside the dealership that day when at least one of the suspects walked past him. A short time later, the drama unfolded.
It's a reason why he moved right here. He looked over. He wanted to look at them a little bit more. He's also curious, not because why X is curious. He's curious because he's like, we don't see many niggas that come up in here, much less this nigga's in a wife beater. The uncle don't know what the fuck is going on, bro.
Outside. 4 men.
These are the two dudes who came there. These are the two dudes who hopped out and tried to rob him. This is the guy who allegedly shot him.
And all are charged in the murder. One of them, Robert Allen, appeared in court this week asking to have his bond reduced.
To some extent, was
attorney.
Let me see if I could. There was another video. Oh boy. I don't know if I could get up. Let's see. Hold on, I think this is the video. So here's a full video. I think this is a full video. So this happens. Handguns? Is this handguns or is it a long gun? I can't tell what gun this is. It looked like it might be one guy has a long gun. This doesn't look like a handgun. This looks like maybe a Draco, some type of. It's not a handgun. This guy right here seems to have a handgun. Four seconds in, he's out of there.
Confront XX.
Okay, it's the same video. All right. Damn. Kind of want to show you what this clown was saying in court, man.
Money.
But let me see if there's anything else relevant. Let me try to pull it up. I don't know if there's a. It'll be today. I just want to play you the full footage.